You're with the Rise News in Abuja, Nigeria. You're watching Thisday Live with me, Jeff Koinange. Now it's that time of day to take a look at the stories making headlines in newspapers around the world. As always, joining me, football legend and TV presenter, John Fashanu. Fash!
Thank you, Jeff.
Anything massive today?
Massive is the word. Of course, the biggest and best-selling newspaper in Africa, Thisday. This is a worrying headline,
Very.
Jeff. Scores killed as military foils attempt by Boko Haram to invade Maiduguri.
That was our top story today.
That's it.
Huge.
Now, what does the word scores mean? Does that mean thousands? Does that mean 100? Uncountable people killed?
We don't know.
Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, you will recall 2 weeks ago, warned everybody that it's not over. So we can't say we thought it was over, we read articles in the newspaper. The minister himself said that this is not over and it could go a step higher.
Yeah, indeed.
That's
It's
an
very
interesting
worrying.
story. Very worrying, yes, but interesting. Let's go to the UK Times. This one here takes me back. 2008, they had a very bad housing situation there.
Right.
This is the housing market slumps again.
Yeah.
And they're saying now that it takes 10 months to sell your house. The crisis was in 2008. They're saying that's gone. We forget about that now. But today they can say that we're in trouble.
Wow.
The transactions on housing has gone down 11%. That's a worrying one because most people in England, they have what we call mortgages.
What happens to that house you have in the UK?
Oh, that's gone. Well, exactly, that's gone. Let's move on. The South African Mercury.
Yeah.
Banks face stiffer sentences. This is from Mr. President, of course.
Jacob Zuma himself. Jay-Z.
And you know yourself, this is the price fixing situation.
Yeah, with the
all
rand. We've been reporting that all week.
That's it.
It's a very worrying situation too.
Well, but Jeff, 17 banks are involved.
Yeah, allegedly.
Mr. President has used his executive arm and forced in a law that there are going to be stiffer, tougher sentences if you're found wanting as a banker.
What? Including what?
Well, 10 years, number one.
Whoa.
You go down 10 years. 17 banks were involved last time in this price fixing, which is everywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
So that, I think, is a slap on the wrist for everybody, and if you do it, you're going down.
Sends a message.
Oh, yes. Then we're going into New York Times.
NYT.
This is an interesting one.
Go on.
And a tongue-in-cheek. New test for sports champs. Would you like to meet with Donald Trump?
Ha!
Now, this is in Connecticut,
Go on.
where the women's basketball team, they won the league.
Yeah.
Great, won the cup.
Right.
Great stuff. They've been invited to meet the president, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
But
And?
the ladies are saying, well, a little bit of trepidation. We're not sure whether we want to meet the president.
You know, Fash, it happened last week too with the New England Patriots who won the Super Bowl.
Yes, yes.
And obviously, traditionally, everyone goes to the White House to meet the president. I think 4 or 5 of the players said they're not going. They refused. They said, we're not going. We don't want to meet him.
Incredible. I mean, one of the highest accolades you can have as a sportsman or man or woman is to meet the president of the country.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful honor.
Yeah.
So to actually turn it down, again, is very, very worrying.
It says a lot.
Yes, it does.
It says they're taking a stand, Fash. They're taking a stand.
Yes.
Would you want to meet Donald Trump?
Yes, I must admit, I would like to meet Donald Trump. I think that he's a leader, but if I was a woman, I might not want to meet him. Let's leave it at that.
Let's just leave it at that,
Yes.
Fash.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would want to meet you too. You're a legend.
Thank you.
John Fashanu, they're breaking down the newspapers for us. Time for another quick break. Do stay with us. Sports coming up next, including the FA Cup 5th round. Who goes on, who goes home? You're watching Thisday Live in Abuja, Nigeria. We're back in a moment.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Then think Zenith, one of the biggest in Nigeria, with assets over $16 billion, listed among the 20 most influential brands in the world, and winner of Best Bank in Corporate Governance. The most customer-focused bank in Nigeria, a success built on 3 foundations, dedicated to people, technology, service. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
You're with the Rise News live in Nigeria, and you're watching Thisday Live with me, Jeff Koinange. Now, To sports news, and we start by taking a look ahead at today's FA Cup fifth round matches with some potential giant killings on the cards. Having disposed of Liverpool in the previous round, Wolves have the unenviable task of hosting Premier League leaders Chelsea in this evening's late kickoff. Chelsea sit 8 points clear at the top of the English top league table, while Hull are languishing in 18th place in the Championship. But the Midlands club showed in round 4 they are capable of pulling off a shock, and we'll be hoping for more of the same. Now, the early kickoff sees Burnley take on non-league Lincoln City, with the conference side hoping to cause another major upset after beating Championship frontrunners Brighton last time out. Burnley boss Sean Dyche is keen to avoid such a scenario as he looks to add an extended cup run to their current mid-table placing. Elsewhere, Millwall played struggling Leicester, Middlesbrough host Oxford United, and Manchester City travel to Huddersfield. Staying with football, and a bar has been opened in the town of Medellin in Colombia in memory of the Chapecoense team that lost their lives in a tragic plane crash. The flight traveling from Santa Cruz to Medellin crash-landed in the Andes Mountains on November the 28th last year, killing 71 of the 77 people on board. The majority of those killed were players, coaching staff, and representatives of the Brazilian football team Chapecoense, with 19 of the club's 22 players losing their lives. Tributes from all over the world have been pouring in since the tragic event, and one such tribute has seen a bar being opened in Medellin in memory of the team. The bar's owner, Juan David Pemberti, said the idea was to create a tribute to all the Chapecoense players who sadly died in tragedy in the city of Medellin. They came to play with their rival Atlético Nacional in the Suramericana final match. And finally, to Rio de Janeiro and the fallout from last year's Olympic Games, where stadiums and arenas have been left abandoned amid promises for Olympic legacy have failed to materialize. 6 months on from the first ever Olympic Games held in South America, the stadiums and arenas are virtually ghost towns. From the dead grass to the world-famous Maracanã Stadium and the mosquito-filled hole that was once a state-of-the-art warm-up pool of the unsold apartments, 31 towers of the athletes' village that were meant to become a new luxury neighborhood. You don't have to look far to see the unfulfilled promises from the Rio 2016 Games. A year before the Games, Pedro Paulo, a top official from the mayor's office, claimed, "We will leave no white elephants," a claim backed up by then-Mayor Eduardo Paez after the Games, when it seems as though a whole herd has taken up residence in the once vibrant Olympic Park. What a shame. Joining me now to discuss all the major sports events this weekend is Brilla FM sports anchor Francis Achi. Francis, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So, the big games today.
Yes, there are so many games today, and talking about the FA Cup in England, where we have the likes of Millwall taking on the big guys. Because when you talk about we are playing against Man City, for instance, you know you are going to be up your game. Then when we have the likes of Wolves. Wolves have been the giant killers in this season's FA Cup. They defeated Stoke City, they defeated Liverpool, and they are at home playing against Chelsea.
Can they beat Chelsea?
You can never say never, because when it comes to FA Cup, anything goes. Because FA Cup is more of giant killers coming to the party to ensure that they have a feel of the party. Cup games are like that. Cup games are very, very difficult. Once you don't prepare very well, once you don't take your chances, any club from the lower division can come and defeat you. So that's like, for instance, now Wolves, they are not in top Premiership side, but they have defeated Stoke City and they have defeated Liverpool. They defeated Liverpool at home. That's away. That's to show you that they have confidence coming to this game against Chelsea.
Absolutely. Man City as well is up there. Man City could. You think they could lose? They're on a roll.
Yeah, Man City, knowing fully well that they've lost one of their own, not really one of their own, in terms of Gabriel Jesus, who just had a metatarsal injury. But it will be an opportunity for Sergio Aguero to come into the game, because for the past 4 games has not started. Let's see what he has in store today. But the most important thing is that Man City, they will not want to underrate Huddersfield, because when you underrate a team like Huddersfield, who is also coming into this game having straight 6 wins in a row, then you don't do that. If you do that, you'll be punished.
Absolutely. Millwall versus struggling Leicester.
Yes, struggling Leicester, but when you look at the fact that they are in this game in FA Cup, they having defeated Derby County, you don't really underrate them because they are champions. And when a wounded champion is struggling, they want to look at opportunity to bounce back. Perhaps they will want to use this game against Motherwell to bounce back.
Yeah, this could be it. Yeah. So Liverpool as well. No, it's Chelsea. Chelsea. You think they will go on?
Yeah, Chelsea have the opportunity to do the double. Apart from Manchester United and Arsenal,
They take
they are the two
EPL,
teams.
they take FA
yes,
Cup.
they are the two teams that have
Is
done.
that possible, you think?
It's possible, but if now it's possible at the same time. You look at the back line of Chelsea. David Luiz has been very fantastic this season, doing very well.
Yeah.
But he's
they
having
drew
knee
last week. You saw that
injury.
draw last week. That
But
was
he's having knee injury.
Yeah.
And now the likes of John Terry may come in or Kozuma. And if John Terry comes in, you don't know how maybe he's having this kind of they call it match rustiness. You don't know what will happen in the back line. But because the 4-3-3 system of Chelsea has been working so far this season, but you need a vibrant, versatile central defender to be in the park.
Francis Achi, as always, thanks for your highlights.
You're welcome.